Hello YouTubers, it's Red Ulrich here. I'm just having a quick break, having a coffee and a smoke on my pipe. The coffee, I've got some Beanies mint chocolate instant coffee. I don't normally go for instant, but flavoured Beanies type coffee, that's different. I'll make an exception for that. Pipe wise, I'm smoking this nice little poker. It's the Aristocrat range from Blakemore Briars, made in England. This was the pipe that I got from Swing Kid 100. He also sent me some Ennerdale flake, and that was the first time I'd tried it, and I always smoke Ennerdale in this. And I've ordered some more since, but as you can see, I'm running really low now. So, it's one of those unusual floral Lakeland blends. As you can see, I've got quite a few Terry Pratchett books around. I was having a sort out today with some of the boxes in the house, and these were left in a box and they suffered a little bit with the damp, so I thought I'd better do something with them, and I sorted them out as well I can, sort of together. You can see there's earlier ones, those all sort of match because they're later ones. There's some odds and ends, different books that aren't exactly Discworld books, compendiums, odd little things they brought out at Christmas, like Nanny Ogg's cookbook, graphic novels. But then after I'd sorted these out into piles, I was looking for some Discworld maps that I have. They're basically posters, but they make really nice wall art, really. Better than most pictures that I've got hanging up. So I was looking for those, and I found a whole set of books I'd forgotten I had, which was these. And I haven't even sorted them into sort of chronological order. I don't even know which one was first, which one was last out of those, but I've got a feeling that Nation might have been the last one that I bought a few years ago. I've got a few which are doubles, which might seem strange, but what it was, I think I bought a couple for my brother when he came over from Canada. I think I got him one. He read it before he went back, because he's a speed reader. So he read it before he went back, and he just says, I don't get it. And I guess it's one of those things, you either get Discworld, Terry Pratchett stuff, or you don't. And I think you have to, it probably helps if you like fantasy, because it's that kind of Dungeons and Dragons type thing, or Lord of the Rings type thing, but with a comedy element. And I don't know, maybe it's just not his sense of humour, but he didn't like it, so I ended up keeping the book I'd got him. And I think there was another book I'd got him which I never bothered giving it to him because I knew he wouldn't appreciate it anyway. Interesting, that one there. It's called Snuff. I haven't got round to reading that, but as it's called Snuff, that seems like a good excuse to open up one of my snuff boxes. I hate it when you open the lid and it all falls out, because it tends to heap up on one side or another. A nice big heap of snuff. I think this is the Indian curry one, this. Although it doesn't smell like curry at all, that's just the name they've given it. It's an Indian snuff, and it's more like a joss stick, incense stick. Oh, better put the lid back on my Ennerdale flake. Got a bad lighter. I got my lighter fluid, but I haven't got my petrol lighter. It's done a runner again, so being as my lighter's not working, it might have to be matches. I had a box of matches put at the side and I can't see them either now. Ah, there's another lighter. This might be better. That's better. I forget now how I got into Terry Pratchett. I think it was a case of I just looking around a bookshop and the artwork just jumped out at me. And at the time I was playing, wasn't Dungeons and Dragons, I was painting lead figures, Warhammer lead figures, and I'd always been into Lord of the Rings and things like that. So it just sort of appealed to me. So I bought the paperback because I could see there was a whole sort of set of them. I think by that time he was probably on to Sorcery, which I think was the 4th book. So I bought the paperbacks, read them. In my sort of dinner hour, I'd read the books. And I really enjoyed them. I found the comedy quite inspiring. It was sort of my kind of comedy, but a little bit different. So it's one of those things that sort of builds onto your character. I sort of was halfway there already, and then developed a taste for that kind of humour a little bit more, shall we say. But of course, I don't know, you might not know, but he's died now, Terry Pratchett. But he was getting very ill, and he was actually visiting countries where you can legally be euthanised, if that's the right word, euthanasia, euthanised. Showing my ignorance. But as it happens, he died before he had to make that choice. It was very sad to see. I saw a time when he was, a documentary where he was doing a book reading of one of his latest books. And with his advanced dementia or Alzheimer's or whatever it was that he was having, it was having an effect on his mind, and he couldn't actually read the words that were in front of him. He couldn't make sense of them. And you could tell he was embarrassed. And he tried to sort of make out that it was the light was bad, or that his glasses, he'd got the wrong glasses, but once this Ennerdale flake gets going, it's really very good. I know a lot of people that really don't like it. but if you like Lakeland blends, you probably like this. So what normally happens about now is somebody will walk in or the phone will ring and end the video quickly. So if it does cut out quickly like the last one, it's because somebody's phoned. I have got a few videos that I've published but kept private. But, you know, not published them, downloaded them to YouTube, but they're set on private because they're just not good enough really. Mint chocolate coffee. It's a bit like drinking after 8 dinner mints. Or one of my favourite chocolates, which is Fry's chocolate cream. If anybody's had those. I bet it'd go very well with a bar of that actually. Yeah, I don't get a lot of time really to sit down and smoke a pipe fully, and that's what I really like to do, is to sit down, pack a pipe and smoke it all the way through. But I normally end up looking at the clock knowing that I probably won't get a chance to finish it. A bit like this video really. And it's the same with books. Probably haven't read half of these books, although I wouldn't like to part with them. What I tend to do now is when I'm doing jobs around the house or cleaning or whatever around the house, I tend to stick an audio book on. Anyway, I think that's about enough for now. So, take care everybody. Bye-bye.